The 2008 Staff Conference was an opportunity to celebrate our achievements. There was a cartoonist. There was Mr. Chuckles with his balloon art. This was a time for celebration. Leicestershire and Rutland was in the first wave of probation trusts. Our consistent, high performance had produced a 4-star rating and recognition from the British Quality Foundation. But none of this could have been achieved without the support and dedication of our staff, which was acknowledged as Chief Executive Heather Monroe handed out individual award certificates as part of our own reward and recognition scheme for employees and partner organisations.
What are we celebrating? Yes, we're celebrating the trust status, but we've also had other things over the year that I think we just need to mention and celebrate, because since we had our last conference, we've had our offender management inspection, which seems like a long time ago, but actually was in the last year. And for you, our staff, I think that was a real credit, demonstrating by people who are coming in from outside the real quality of the work that you're doing day in and day out. And I think everybody outside the service was very impressed by that inspection. The sorts of things that were said about the quality of our work, our attention to public protection, and in there we get a score for public protection, and we scored 85%, and that was by far the highest score in the country. On all aspects of the inspection, we've done better than any other area, and that continues to be the case. We're very strong on partnerships. We work with lots of other agencies and organisations. And the inspection report says things like how dedicated staff are working with some very difficult people, taking small steps, because that's what you need. We're often working with people, it's a long, long road to get improvement, and it recognised that. So I think that was absolutely fantastic. We said we've got trust status. We've also been a 4-star performance area. They've introduced this new performance measure, the integrated performance framework, and we are the only area to have maintained 4 stars continually. We got 4 stars for the whole of the year before, and we've maintained that throughout this year, and the only area in the country to do that. So again, that's you all working so hard to meet those targets. But as I say, it's not just about meeting targets, it's also that you're doing quality work.
Guest speaker this year was Michael Spur, the Chief Operating Officer for NOMS, the National Offender Management Service. He spoke about working with offenders in prison and on supervision in the community, and how probation work is playing a part in the reduction of reoffending rates.
My favourite phrase about prisons was something that William Temple wrote in the 1930s, who said, "No man is a prisoner and nothing else." And actually that's true for offenders. He said prisoner because he was talking about prisons, but it's true for offenders, and it's true for all of us. And actually I care very much about what's going on in terms of managing offenders in the community, as much as I do about what we do about prisons. Managing offenders in prisons, the two actually do go together. It's the same people. That man who isn't just a prisoner is an offender in the community, is a father or a mother, is somebody that actually you all work with on a daily basis. The latest reducing reoffending figures that we've got, 2004, 6.8% reduction in offenders of the actual rate of reoffending on community service orders compared to the predicted rate. That's hugely good. And we're just about to get the next set of statistics, which I can't talk about because they're all in Purdas. We've had the local elections this week, and actually the trend continues. So people in probation service are doing a tremendously good job, and you're doing an even better job than most. But what struck me more than anything was that what seemed to permeate Leicestershire and Rutland, and you'll know whether this is true or not, was about a sort of view about inclusion and involvement. And there is so many things going on, but the amount of consultation that was going on, the amount of staff engagement in all of the various initiatives that were taking place seemed to me to be very, very significant. Your success has bred success. That's what happens in good organisations. And what struck me about the stuff about Leicestershire and Rutland was that's embedded in what you're doing. I mean, invested in people for 9 years, charter mark, high-performing probation area, well done. And actually it's the sort of stuff we want to bottle and share across the whole organisation. To be here and to be able to say thank you and well done was actually worth the journey.
Hi, my name's Marilyn Owens and I'm the Deputy Manager for Staff Training and Development for Leicestershire and Rutland Probation Trust. For me, I'm probably one of two people that gets to see all of the staff at all grades at some point in a year. That's just by virtue of my job. Outside of that, I get to see people meet together here at staff conference en masse, and it's a great opportunity for them to actually meet with each other. Those names that were just names on email or voices on the end of the telephone actually become real people. And I love to see that, the getting together part, the sharing of views, the sharing of perspectives. Also to realise that perhaps they do share the same issues despite having very, very different roles. To have an award system on top of that, an acknowledgement of the work carried out, implemented, achieved, and the successes acknowledged formally, is a real shot in the arm for staff, and it's nothing less that they deserve. So for me, staff conference, the advent of staff conference was a great move. Staff conference itself, I think, overall, is a very, very positive experience for all concerned, especially me.